Hello guys, SunsFan here again with an update video. Valve has been busy, obviously, since they just got back from Christmas break. Normally, I would not do a video on an update that some people might consider to be small. Like, we've had 1.1, we've had 1.2. This is like 1.22, technically. So they didn't even, the increments don't make it... Feels like it's not important, but I feel like after reading this, I have to make a video because... This is a quality of life change that I think makes a huge difference. But without further ado, let's just quickly go over exactly what happened today. So the January 10th update added a bindable key for typing a custom message on your tower in the active lane. I'm going to be testing this out a little later on stream. It won't be in this video. But that sounds cool because before I have to... Like, I bound my mouse wheel, or mouse 3 to initiate the chat wheel. I had to go down. Then I had to bind to type something out. Now I can just bind 2 buttons, or actually I can macro 1 button to activate the custom message and then type the custom message. So that is what I'll be doing. Increase maximum custom message length. Okay, cool. Increase visibility of chat wheel mute button. All right. Replace chat with opponent button on the end screen with an add friend button if you're not friends with your opponent. So I don't know what the times that I tried this in the past, when you chat with opponent, nothing happens. Like, it brings up a chat box, but I think it gives me a message that says you have to be friends or something to that effect. Probably depends on the privacy settings of the person you're facing, but this one obviously makes a lot more sense. Last action is shown as a mini card on the HUD. Last action is shown as a mini card on the HUD. Okay, so that's in the top left, I assume is what they mean. I have to check that out a little later as well. Fixed many cases of last action details not listing the targeted cards. Fixed glossary keywords not working when inspecting active ability icons. Fixed some cases where the last used AI deck was not saved. Added the ability to send and receive friends requests on the end game screen or using the Steam icon in game. And fixed various call to arms leaderboard UI bugs. Okay, so those ones, just small things. All right. And the one that I am personally, if you guys have followed me, you know that I am obsessed with this game clock issue that I've had. And I'll go over exactly what they changed in my reaction. So game clock. After you receive the coin, the game clock now waits an additional 5 seconds before it begins ticking. So the reason for this is if you've seen people time out in like tournaments where they have like 1 second, or even sometimes it says 0 seconds, they just spam spacebar over and over and they can't play anything. Well, this gives them a 5-second window of free, like even if you're out of time completely, you'll still have that 5 seconds to actually play something if you need to. So timing out will be very, very difficult, I think. The tournament timer now grants 30 seconds per round, down from 1 minute, and starts at 2:30, down from 3 minutes. So overall, if you don't count the 5-second grace period, the timer in general is just lower than before, which I think is, that's tournament timer. I don't even play, obviously I'm not in any tournaments, so I'm not using tournament timer, but it's less than before. But then obviously depending on how many turns you take, the 5-second intervals, I don't know what that ends up adding up to, but either way, this sounds like a great change. Standard timer now grants 1 minute per round, down from 2 minutes, and starts at 3, down from 5. So that is drastically decreasing the time of the normal timer, which is great because, as we know, it is way too long. Here's the best change. Draft gauntlets and constructed gauntlets now use the tournament timer rather than standard. So the only thing that uses standard now is call to arms and global matchmaking, which again, those are still going to be shorter than they were before, which is great. But now if you play draft or constructed, it doesn't matter if it's prize play or standard, the time of play will be drastically decreased, which thank you, Gabe. Thank you so much. Also fixed a bug where animations that killed multiple heroes would start your clock down ticking before the animation finished. So like Thunder God's Wrath, for example. Just makes sense, just quality of life stuff. And fixed a bug where you could pass very quickly using spacebar during a long animation, causing the opponent's clock to start ticking down before an animation finished. Again, just small little fixes that were kind of annoying before. And then the imps holiday hats have been put back in the attic, but hopefully we get some cosmetics soon. So game clock drastically decreased. Tournament timer now enforced for all gauntlets. I have to say that I know that there was bigger updates in the past, but for me personally, this update holds more weight. It makes more of a difference for my everyday life because if I'm doing, we'll actually get to see very shortly how long entire draft runs are now because they're minimum 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours for these draft runs, where now it should be drastically shorter. Like if it ends up being an hour and a half, I will be super happy. That's half an hour of my life that I don't have to wait for my opponent to do something. So this was it seemed like a small thing, but I think it's a huge quality of life change for, I think, anybody, except for the people that take forever, which Swim comes to mind for that. So this is probably the worst day of his life. But yeah, that is the quick little update. And of course, they said they're going to be having a bigger update later on this month. Remains to be seen what that will be, but looking forward to it nonetheless. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Suns fan signing out. Have a good one.